Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we're taking a look at brand new Super Quantal support. We're taking a look at two new Dark Monsters and I think a quick play spell, which is super interesting for them. I will say too, before we get into the video, I do not know the direct source or anything, but I have heard rumors from someone I talked to when they hear stuff about leaks, and they were the ones who clued me into the leaks that happened like at the end of 2024. They said that they had heard from some potential leaks that for Duelist Advance, we would see Super Quantal. Oh no, what were the other two archetypes? I'm going crazy. Hold on. I'll pull them up here. I'll pull them up on my phone. Okay. They said that they heard that there's supposed to be Super Quants, Luna Lights, and the Herald Fairy archetype, all supposed to be getting support in this set. That is super interesting. Not to mention, before that, apparently they already had predicted Monarch and the Psychic support. So now they're 3 for 3 at this point, theoretically. So ideally, Luna Lights and Herald Fairies coming down the pipeline as well. Let's get into Super Quantals, though. When I saw that this was the support that was coming, I did a quick read through on some of the old Super Quant cards. Man, they're not great. These cards need to be significantly better. I think ideally that deck would get like a really good link too, but we're going to have to make do with the cards we got here. 3 cards can still do a lot, though, and the deck definitely needs big support. The engine needs pushing. They need to be able to get to their end board, ideally through an interaction or two, and let's see if these cards do it for us. So starting off here, we start with Super Quantal Fairy Zetan. This is a level 1 Dark Zombie. Is weird as hell, to be honest. You can only use the first and second effect each once per turn. If this card is in your hand and you control a Super Quant monster other than another copy of itself, you can special summon this card. Then you can make its level become the level of one Super Quant monster you control. Okay, nice extender that also just copies the level of another Super Quant you control. That's just good in general because they are trying to make Exceeds, and all the Exceeds are different levels or ranks, I should say. So something kind of annoying about decks like that. I get the idea that it's supposed to be cool and you can do level modulation and all that stuff, but I just think inherently you're just asking your deck to be awkward at times by like getting caught with like 2 monsters that are different levels, and maybe your opponent just being able to keep you from modulating the levels, and now you are completely locked out of going into your engine stuff. It's just like there's just stuff like that that's clunky, but okay, this is still a good card. Basically good extender, just and modulates the level. I like that already. Second effect, you can tribute this card and send one Super Quant card from your deck to the graveyard except a dark monster, by the way, as cost. This is sending as cost. Then special summon a Super Quant monster from your deck, except Super Quantal Fairy Zetan. Okay, that is really strong. Tribute itself and Foolish a Super Quant card as cost to E-Telly a Super Quant straight from the deck. That is quite good. Even if you get ashed, you are getting a Foolish Burial out of it. Yes, you have to tribute itself from field, so you do lose that, but there's still value to be had there. I like it. I think it's pretty good. Okay, cool. And it doesn't take your normal. All you have to, if you just have a Super Quant on field, you know, doesn't even take your normal to extend. I like that. I think that's a good first card to look at. Good consistency, good extender to help push through plays. That's pretty cool. Next up here, we have the bigger form of him, of that guy. This is Super Quantum Black Layer. He looks cool. I like him. He looks like a villain from like classic Power Rangers to me. All right. This is a level 7 Dark Zombie. I'm not sure if there's like crazy zombie support or like zombie synergy with this, but like it's interesting, to say the least. Anyway, you can only use the first, second, and third effects once per turn. Okay. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can discard one other card, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. Ooh. This is a hand trap? Discard any other card in hand, then special summon from the hand. Your opponent activates any monster effect. Okay, cool. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon one Super Quantal Mech Beast Exceed monster from your extra deck by using this card you control as material. This is treated as an Exceed summon, and if you do, attach a Super Quant monster from your graveyard to it as an additional material. Okay, That is so cool. Oh, that's why it's kind of cheeks though. That's why it's kind of cheeks. It's not that cheeks, but the idea here is that if it's on the opponent's turn, you would have to open this with another super quantum name because if you're making the super quantum mech beast monsters, if they don't have their corresponding attribute name as material, they don't become quick effects. So whether you're making the green one to be a Book of Moon, the blue one to be an MST, the can't remember, is the red one kind of like an imperm? Can't remember what the red one is. And I don't remember. I also don't remember what the white one is. Maybe that one's the imperm. I can't remember, but uh, they all do like something fine, like a negation or a removal or whatever, or a Book of Moon. But they're not quick effects unless they have the right name attached. So um, you would ideally activate this card when your opponent activates a monster effect. Have this in hand with another super quant name. Pitch that guy. Make this guy on summon. He then overlays for the exceed with the same attribute of the name you pitched, and then you equip the name you pitched to make it a quick effect. That's still kind of cool, and it still gives you cool potential overall. I still like it. All right, and then thirdly, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a super quant spell from your deck to your hand. So if you open two of this, that's pretty good. Going second, like pitch the second one with the first one to summon, make it exceed. You're not going to get the interruption, but you will send the other one to get a search. So like you still are searching engine ideally. I know the field spell's decent, so I think the field spell might be a target for this search, but I think the third card here is a spell as well, so that might be the new best search, but we'll see. I think this card's cool. It's a cool idea. I've really been kind of warming up to the idea of if Konami doesn't want to have to do like stupid hand traps, make archetypes that have their own in-engine hand traps. Don't make them like super dumb, generically playable, where like any deck can jam them, but make it like this, where like it's not really a full interruption unless you're playing it with, uh, with another super quant card, or yeah, with another super quant name, basically. But that's cool. I like it. All right, two good main deck monsters, and for our final new card, this is Layer 19, Preventing the Assault, the Pitch Black Super Quantum. Good lord, this name is insane. Okay, it's a quick play spell though, so hopefully this helps. This is really good. Activate one of these effects. We can only use each effect once per turn. So this card is not once per turn itself. It's just if you have two, you can't use like the same effect from this card different times. Okay. Target one attack position monster, change it to defense position. That's terrible. If you control a super quant monster, special summon a super quant monster from your deck in defense position with a different original attribute from the monsters you control. Okay, that's a little bit better. It's an e-telly, but it's contingent on you having a super quant and uh okay, so I think this should still even resolve even if your opponent removes the super quant you have on field. Cuz like you just need that on field to activate, right? And then you special summon a super quant with a different attribute since it doesn't have to match. It's still be different even if they clear those off the field. Okay, that's fine. That's the better extension effect, obviously. Little bit bummed that it's not a starter. That's a little bit bummy to me, but okay. And then lastly, we have your ability to set a super quant trap straight from your deck, and it can be activated this turn. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this card's a little underwhelming to me. It's like bad e-telly, um, which is still like okay. It's still an okay extender, and like if we're talking about a spell, this guy searches you a spell for free, so um, you know, being able to use his effect to make an exceed, detach it from the exceed to do whatever the exceed wants to do, and then this card triggers engraved to just get you the spell, and then boom, you're able to summon another name, keep playing from there. I think that's cool. I think that still works out pretty well overall. So yeah, I like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you are a super quant lover, believer, you're gonna need to really lay it down for me. I'll be honest, I do not know the archetype full enough and well enough to really say for sure whether this helps them at least get to rogue level. I will say though, in reading through a lot of their cards, this deck's got some poo, man. Like for spells and traps, when I was reading through the spells and traps, I was like, the field spell is okay. And aside from that, I didn't love any of the other spells or traps. from what I remember. There's some okay main deck monsters. I think Blue Layer is pretty good, obviously. I think Fairy Alphen is only okay. It's just such obvious ash bait, and it hurts to get ashed on. So, like, it makes you weak to that. But, we've also, since the last time we've talked, gotten E-Telly to 3. We also, in the last core set, got the new TCG exclusive. Is it Mini Malion, I think, or whatever the name is, where he kind of gives you the ability to summon a level 3 or lower psychic from deck, which is Blue Layer, which is your best starter card, I think. But there's a handful of couple things that we can do here. I don't know if the end board's strong enough. I don't know if we're consistently beating in like hand traps and getting to our end board with where the deck is right now. But I do think the monsters specifically are quite good. I like both of these monsters. I think the big winner is Fairy Zetan from this. I think Black Layer is also quite nice. Not out of this world, but pretty nice. We'll take it. And I think the spell may be a necessary card, but again, would have been extra nice if it was a starter, if it was just like an E-Telly um, for the deck. But it is what it is. And even looking back on some of the cards we got from the last wave of support, which I think had like White Layer and the white Exceed, obviously the main deck, the main deck white monster, the extra deck white light, jeez, and the link is god awful. That card's so terrible. I don't know. I'd have to have somebody lay it out to me on like what I don't know about the deck, that like how these cards really intermingle in. Like I said, I think the monsters are in a vacuum pretty good. I think this card's just okay, but it may still have a space in the deck as an extender. And other than that, I think I think it's interesting, and I also think they open the door because every attribute layer has its own corresponding extra deck piece. So Black Layer would ideally get its own Super Quantal Mech Beast in the extract that's dark, hopefully, down the line. So I think it also opens up a little bit of a window for more support later on. It won't be in this set, but like next core set, maybe a year from now, whatever, they come back to it. I don't know, but it still opens the door to that. But yeah, there you go. I've rambled long enough about 3 new cards. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're a big Super Quant fan and you already mess with the deck all the time, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Please go in depth on it if you want to in the comments. I'd love to see that and just get a little more insight, because I've always thought they were cool, but they always felt clunky. They always felt not consistent. They always felt like they lost to Ash if you started with Alphen, all that stuff. So, steer me straight on that. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. But I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, stay tuned for more things Yu-Gi-Oh! News, of course, right? Herald Fairies, as well as Lunalights. Lunalights may be spicy. I used to really like Lunalights. I just don't want them to be like a like crazy wombo combo deck, but we'll see. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.